Okay, has everybody got their video turned on? No, nobody don't have the videos turned on. I got 10 people and I've got 9 videos. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I do have, no one's mine. Oh, to hell with it. I'm not going to worry about it. All right, am I recording? Yep. And here is one question that I got. And this is 6410/2. 6410/2. Now I'll let y'all write it down. Is it a test question? Yeah, could be. So y is equal to 8 over 1 plus 8x squared. And y is equal to 0. X is equal to 0. And x is equal to 2. And it says it's revolved around the y-axis. And it's a shell method. So as long as it's around the y-axis and it's a shell method, we don't have to worry about changing anything. You already got a sketch of it, so that helps you out right there. Let's see, from 2, and it looks something like this. So they're wanting to do a shell around the y-axis. I think I've got everything I need. So it should look something like this. So we know that this is the yellow line. Y is equal to 0 is the x-axis. X is equal to 0 is the y-axis. And x is equal to 2 is right here. So there is the region that they're wanting you to get. So we know it's a shell, so it's going to be 2 pi. Volume is equal, 2 pi from 0 to 2 of x, because your radius is going to be equal to x, times 8 over 1 plus 8x quantity squared. Is it quantity squared? Let's look back. 8x squared, sorry. 8x squared, not 8x quantity squared. dx. So there's your setup. Now I'm going to pull that 2 pi out. I'm going to pull that 8 out. That x goes there. Or you could leave it in there if you want to. I'm just going to pull it out. So V is equal to 16 pi 0 to 2 of x over 1 plus 8x squared dx. U is equal to what? 1 plus, U is equal to 1 plus 8x squared. Du is equal to what?
16x.
16x dx. So we need a 16 here and a 1/16 here. And now we have, well, that goes out, and that's du over u. So v is equal to pi 0 to 2 of du over u dx. And since we are, no, I'm sorry, du over u, since we're dealing with u, du over u, we're going to change these. So what is 0 plus 1? That'd be 0, so we're going to leave that 0. 2. 2 squared is what? 4 times 8, 32, plus 1 is 33. So that changed to a 33. And that changes to a 1, sorry. Now somebody tell me, what is the antiderivative of du over u? When you take the derivative of something, you get du over u. What do you got to take the derivative of?
1 over u.
Which is what? Natural what?
Natural log.
So this volume is equal to pi times natural log of u evaluated at 1 and 33. And basically that's going to give you the answer, which is pi times the natural log of 33. And that's your answer. I'm going to leave that up on the board for a second or two. We'll type it in, see if that's the answer. So pi, well, let's go 0 to 1 or 0 to 2 of 2 pi times, I'm going to do x over 1 plus 8x squared. So x over 1 plus 8x shift up squared. That should be close to the answer. Okay, they want the 8, they want the, okay. I didn't put the 8 and I didn't put the x, so I got the x over, I forgot the 8, I'm sorry. And let's see if our answer is correct. Pi times the natural log of 33. Yep. Now I like that question. It's kind of like the question we did yesterday. Is short and what? Short and sweet. It is 1 or 2 questions, and that's it. So I like that one. That's a good test question. So you need to mark that one as a test question. Okay, now I got one I found in the book. I want you to try it. It's one like we did yesterday, where you do a shell and a disc. And I think it's good that you do that. So here is the question. I want you to do it as a shell and then do it as a disc. I'm sorry, a washer. So y is equal to 1 minus square root of x. And it's bordered by the x-axis and the y-axis. And it's revolved around the axis of x is equal to negative 1/4. And I want you to do the shell first and do the washer after that. Give y'all a few minutes to get started on it.
Priority 1 message come in on support chat.
So we've got, we know this is a negative square root of x. So 1 square root of 1. So that's going to be 1 here and 1 there. It's going to look something like this. Something like that. And we're going to go around. X is equal to negative 1/4. So since we've got something that looks like this is going to be a hole. That's going to be a hole. So it looks like kind of a volcano looking thing. Is that what does something look like that? Because this is the radius technically is 1/4. right here with this inside. So hopefully you see some idea of what it looks like. So we've got to do a shell, and we're making the rectangle right here parallel with what we're revolving it around. So therefore, everything is like it's written. You don't have to change anything. So you just got to tell me what's the radius. So we got to do V is equal to 2 pi from A to B of the radius times the height. And don't forget, let me do my colors here. And these two. All right, so I'm going to use this. If I were to start out at the axis, how would I be able to get to the function? I'd have to travel how far first?
1/4.
So that 1/4 is going to come first, because I'm standing right here and I'm trying to get to my function. So I'm going to put a little man right here. And he's standing right here. In order to get to the function, he's got to travel 1/4 distance. So and what is when the shell is parallel to the rotational axis, the radius is equal to the what?
Function.
Equal to x. So somebody tell me what the radius is for this function. What's the radius for this? Whatever this is called. I'm sorry, what did you say?
1 minus root x.
Okay, look here. You're standing right here, and you got to get to the shell. Somebody tell me the equation for the distance from that line to the shell. I'm waiting on somebody to say something. Somebody give me the radius from the blue line right here to that rectangle, the shell. What is it? And you know you're not going to use R. So what is it?
Would it be x over 4?
Okay, if I want you to go to Greenville first and then go to Spartanburg, how many miles have you traveled from Anderson? If you start from Anderson and you go to Greenville, and then I tell you to go to Spartanburg and call me from Spartanburg, how many miles have you traveled? What are you going to do to get those miles that you traveled? Are you going to add, subtract, multiply, or divide those miles?
Add.
Thank you, Mr. Lowry. So what is it? So what is the radius from the blue line? This is Anderson. This is Greenville. This is Spartanburg. Okay, I hope y'all are just not communicating, because if y'all are telling me you don't know what that radius is, then you just missed the whole last 2 weeks we've been talking about this.
Is it negative 1/4 plus x?
Priority 1 message.
What's the
coming in
distance
on
between the little man right here?
Or 1/4
1/4 plus what?
plus X.
There you go. That's your radius. And what have I told you is the height for the last couple of weeks? What's the height always going to be? The function, right? And the function is 1 minus x to the 1/2. All right, get to work with the algebra. Do your FOIL method. Now I'm going to give you a couple of minutes because you might have to think a little bit. What's 1/4 times 1? 1/4, Hubert. 1/4 negative 1/4 x to the 1/2 x minus x to the 3/2. Okay, now you can take your antiderivative. Today must be ceiling fan day. We got everybody with the ceiling fans today. I'll just join y'all so everybody can look at my ceiling fan. I'll never understand y'all sometimes. Mr. Smith, how do you like my ceiling fan? You like it? He ain't gonna say anything. V is equal to 2 pi brackets 1/4 x minus 1/4 x to the 1 be 3/2 over 3/2 plus x squared over 2 minus x to the 5/2 over 5/2. All right, that's going to be, I'm going to clean it up. 1/4 x. Let's see, 2/3. That's going to be 2 over 12, which is 1/6. Y'all help me out. Make sure I didn't mess up. Plus 1/2 x squared minus 2/5 x to the 5/2. Everybody look good? Well, the 0 is going to go out because it doesn't help itself. So that leaves me with V is equal to 2 pi 1/4 times 2 minus 1/6 times 2 to the 3/2 plus 1/2 times 2 to the 2nd minus 2/5 2 to the 5/2. V is equal to 2 pi. 2/4 is 1/2. And the square root of 2 raised to the 3rd power. Yuck. So I don't know if they want this written. Let's see, that's going to be, you can't take the square root of 2 and then raise it to the 3rd power. So I'm just going to leave that as 2 to the 3/2 over 6 plus, well, this is going to be 4/2. I'm going to leave it as 4/2 for common denominator reasons. Minus 2 times 2 to the 5/2 over 5. And the common denominator is, looks like it's going to be 30. 30, 30, 30, 30. 15, 6 will go in there, 5 times 2 to the 3/2. 2 will go in there, 15 times 4 is what, 60? And 5 will go into 30, 6 times 2, 5/2. And those are messing me up. I don't know why. The 5th root, let's see, that's exponent. Oh, yeah, that exponent over index. So that's square root of 2. Well, that's 1.41 raised to the 5th power. Yuck. V is equal to 2 pi. And 15 plus 60 is 75/30. And this is going to be a mess. So you might have to do that in your calculator. I don't know. Let me do it because y'all won't answer me. I asked you to, so I'll just do it myself. Let's go with 2 to the 3/2. 2.82 times 5. So multiply that times 5. Yeah, that's not right. 14, 15 minus 14. I'm going to go ahead and tell you what the answer is. The answer is 11 pi over 30. So I'm just going to mark this out. Put 3 dots. 11 pi over 30. We got the 30. I think I might have an error somewhere. Or you can add all those up, and it might be 11. I don't know. But we got the pi over 30. So see what happens when that 2. So it's going to be 2 times 5.5 or something. I guess it could be. I guess you could add all those up. It might come up to be 5.5 or something. Okay. I would ask if there's any questions, but y'all not going to say anything, so I'll just keep going. All right, now we got to do a disk. If we do a disc, that means we got to take the same picture and there is our rectangle. So there is your washer. So if we're going to do a washer, we're going to have to change some things because this guy right here is perpendicular to the rotational axis. And if you're doing a washer, and I'll pull it up, it's that thing I sent y'all the other day that probably only half of you, the ones that do your homework, half of you actually printed it out. It's called Disc Washer Shell. And it's this one right here. And we're doing a washer. So you look up washer. So disc and washer right here. Now our rectangle is perpendicular to the rotational axis. We're going around the y-axis right here. So we've got to change everything in terms of what? Y. So we got to fix everything in terms of Y. And that's what this sheet's for. So maybe, you know, the half that don't do your homework, don't watch my videos, and don't print out the sheets, maybe they'll print this one out. Okay. So we've got to get everything in terms of Y. So I'm going to give y'all a second to give. Now I'm going to tell you there's some deep algebra on this one. So you might want to go to a page, a full page. So we know that this distance right here is 1. Remember, everything is in terms of Y. So this thing right here is traveling up and down this little right here. So the radius for this thing, or for right in here, is going to be 1 minus where this thing is in terms of Y. So 1 minus Y is the radius. So V is equal to pi from 0 to 1 in the Y direction of 1 minus Y quantity squared, 1, and that thing is traveling up and down this scale right here from 0 to 1. So it's going to be 1 minus wherever that rectangle is moving. 1 minus y. And then you also have to take into the account that you've got this distance right here rotating around, and that's going to be plus 1/4. And all of that is squared, then minus, and the distance from here to here, and that's the inside of your washer. That's the inside radius. This is the outside radius. Is 1/4. All right, you do your algebra, and I'm going to tell you, I would take this and put it on a new page because there's going to be a lot of algebra in this one. So go ahead, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to work that algebra out for those that are participating. And while y'all doing that, y'all can watch my ceiling fan. So that's going to be V is equal to pi. And this right here is shortcut number 1. I'm sorry. Yeah. A plus B quantity squared is equal to A squared plus 2AB plus B squared minus 1/16. And that goes out. And now we got this. So V is equal to pi. And I'm going to rewrite this as 1 minus y to the 4th power plus 1/2 of 1 minus y quantity squared dy. And this is a mess, but we'll go ahead and do it. And I'm going to rewrite this right here as v is equal to pi 0 to 1, 1 minus y squared times 1 minus y squared plus 1/2 1 minus 2y plus y squared dy. One minus 2y plus y squared. 1 minus 2y plus y squared plus 1/2 minus y plus 1/2 y squared. And use your distributive law here. And that's going to give you, altogether, it's going to give you 1 minus 2y plus y squared minus 2y plus 4y squared minus 2y cubed plus y squared minus 2y cubed plus y to the 4th plus 1/2 minus y plus 1/2 y squared. And now you're ready to combine like terms. And that's going to give you v is equal to pi from 0 to 1 of 3/2 minus 5y plus y to the 4th minus 4y to the 3rd plus 13/2 y squared dy. And now you're going to take the derivative of this, the antiderivative. So v is equal to pi 3/2 y minus 5y squared over 2 plus y to the 5th over 5 minus 4y to the 4th over 4 plus 13 squared, or 13 over 2 y to the 3rd over 3. And that's going to be at 0 and 1. And we may be able to clean up a couple of these. That 4 goes out with that. And this really doesn't do anything, really. So it looks like v is equal to pi times 3/2 minus, well, 1 here would be 5/2 plus 1/5 minus 4, well, so that cancels, so that would be just 1, be a 1. Well, yeah, minus 1. And that's going to be a 1. 13 over 6. And the common denominator is 30. So v is equal to pi 30, 30, 30, 30, and 30. Plus, a minus, a plus, a minus, and a plus. 2 will go into 30. 15 times 3 is 45. 2 will go into 30. 15 times 5 is what? 25? No, that's not right. 15 times 5 is what? 75? Somebody check my math, please. You won't, but at least I can ask. 5 will go into 30. 6 times 1 is 6. That'd be 30 over 30. And then 6 times 5 times 13 is 65. And 45 minus 75 is negative 30. Negative 30 plus 6 is negative 24. Minus 30 is negative 54. So negative 54 plus 65, I have no earthly idea. 11? Y'all not going to say anything. So I say 11 pi over 30. I think that's what we got in the beginning. $11 pi over 30. Yep. All righty. Nobody else sent any questions, and only half of y'all have done the homework. So, and let me go ahead and show y'all one more thing. If you look on the homework, if you look at the test, I've already assigned your test. So that way, some of you that believe you know more than everybody else, y'all might can go ahead and try it. You only have 2 attempts on the final, though. Please remember that. I'm going to show you where everything is. And once you hit assignments, there's all your assignments. And you go down. There is, I decided to make it one test. The 5-6 test, we'll go over that Monday. And there is your final exam. Has anybody got any questions?
Nope.
Oh, thank you for the no. I appreciate that. That's only 1 out of 15, but thank you. Any questions? All right. I'll see y'all Monday, and y'all have a good weekend.
You too.
Thank you. Y'all have a good one.